Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. Today our topic is real estate, and in real estate we are going to discuss on what do Airbnb guests complain about. Or rather, when guests, for example, are occupying any kind of Airbnb, what are most of their complaints about? I know as you're in big kind of a host, or rather a owner, you might ask, but since the house is already sparkling clean, what other issues might they arise during that time when the client, for example, is occupying your house? What are the complaints? And as you're in big kind of a owner, do you think you have done all the best that it takes for any kind of a guest when they are occupying your kind of a house not to complain? I know you might say yes, but remember, when we, for example, we talk of cleanness, it's very diverse. Because when we talk of cleanness, we are just not focusing on the sitting and the bedroom. We think of the machines being clean, the air dryers. We think of the fridge. We think of the cutleries. We think of the drawers. We think of the carpet. And we think of the walls. We think of the ceiling. It's so much diverse. So it is very important to note that any kind of R&B kind of a owner should be in a position to make the house sparkling clean. That is, making sure that each and every kind of a door, or rather each and every kind of an item within the premises of that Airbnb is sparkling clean, and that sometimes can be attained by hiring cleaning team, or rather we call them professional cleaners. This is because as an Airbnb host, you can't do everything by yourself. You might say you have done the carpeting, you have done the floor, but remember, there are those tiny things sometimes people tend to forget. For example, when you open the fridge, what is the first smell you come about? Is it freshy, or is it smelling like the fridge has not been operating for such a kind of a long kind of a time, and the smell is not that good or is not pleasing? When I spot, or rather when I place my finger on any kind of an item categories, are they dusty? Have they been wiped clean and cleaned well, and that there's no any kind of a dusty? When I check on the television, when I check on the machines, when I check on everything, and if there are decors, are the decors inside the house also dusty? So small things make a very huge kind of difference when you are having a kind of any particular kind of a guest. And anytime you don't check that particular kind of those small items, any particular kind of a guest, despite all you have made your house look like, they'll always complain about cleanliness. And then you'll be left wondering, what about cleanliness? And I've done what it takes to make sure that my house is thorough. So to make sure that your house is always clean and you don't get this particular kind of a complaint from any particular kind of a guest at any particular time, it is good as an Airbnb kind of a owner, you hire a professional cleaning team, or rather a cleaning team that can handle any kind of cleaning. This is because by hiring any kind of a professional kind of a team, you as a R&B owner, you could give them, or rather you let them have something called a checklist. The checklist is very important because it helps the cleaners when they are cleaning room to room to make sure each and every part of that R&B kind of a premise is sparkling clean. Beginning from the seating, you have the carpets, the seats, all the electronics, they don't have any kind of a dust. When you go to the washroom, they are looking good. You go to the duvets, with the towels, everything, because this particular kind of a team has been very well trained and they know what it entails in cleanness when it comes to R&B kind of a business at any particular kind of a time. Number 2, Wi-Fi. Sometimes guests complain about Wi-Fi. Somebody might ask them, how about the Wi-Fi? This is because sometimes when R&B kind of a host, they provide any kind of R&B kind of a houses, sometimes they are not available. And maybe, for example, they have used a shortcut and maybe used a caretaker to have that particular kind of a guest when they check in, to show them, or rather to be their kind of the kind of they of them when they are trying to check in. And then, for example, maybe that particular kind of a caretaker, maybe he doesn't know the password of the Wi-Fi or the root, or rather, they don't know even the user's name. So I'm assuming, for example, take it this way. There's that kind of a particular kind of a client, and he has come from diaspora, and he has his family, he has his kids, but by the time they arrive, already they know the house because they have already done the booking. But by the time they arrive, they are so tired because they have traveled miles and miles to come and occupy your Airbnb kind of a house. And the first thing they do when they check in, maybe the kids want to watch the cartoons. Those kids, those toddlers, they love the kind of cartoons. And then the parents, they are unable to get the user's name. And I'm assuming this particular kind of caretaker who has taken them through when they are checking in, he has no even idea of the password. Oh, he has no user's name. So what does that mean? It means that this particular kind of a guest, they will go to another kind of direction and using their resources to make sure that their kids watch cartoons. Maybe, for example, by buying those kind of data bundles. And of course, when they go that particular kind of a direction, they will complain and they might even wish to terminate even the kind of a lease. Reason, you are making their stay already difficulty on the first day. Instead of being welcoming, it's like you are trying to push them away, or rather, you are giving them a kind of a mindset to start looking for another kind of a house for Airbnb elsewhere already when they are occupying your house. And as Airbnb kind of a owner, would you love to go to that particular kind of direction? Of course, no, because it means if that particular kind of complaint is not dealt with, it means you as a Airbnb kind of a owner, you are going to lose that particular kind of a guest. And what does that mean? It means that you will go back again to start looking for another particular kind of a guest. And for example, if that particular kind of a guest whom you have made their stay difficulty by not providing those particular kind of Wi-Fi, they could go ahead and give a negative kind of a review that could affect your future kind of a guest. And do you want to go through that? Of course, no. So it is very important to make sure that every time before your client checks in, already they have a user's name and Wi-Fi at any time, so that by the time they check in and they come occupying your house, even the first day, they are able to watch their favorite kind of programs. And if they have the kids, let them enjoy their cartoons. Number 3, access problems. At times, guests complain about access. Maybe, for example, this particular kind of a guest have come, and when they are trying to open the doors can't open. Maybe the lock has jammed. And then they are there carrying their luggages, wondering what to do. They don't know the place. Maybe they are diasporan kind of clans. They don't know anybody within that kind of a surrounding. And maybe even that particular kind of a day, they are checking. Even maybe the caretaker also is not there. What do? Will they just sit there? And that is making their kind of a stay already difficulty on the first place, because it's not pleasing. They are tired. Now the doors are not opening. Even the codes, the codes, they don't know the kind of codes. You have not given this kind of an information. So as a Airbnb kind of a host or a owner, it's always important to make sure that you use the automated, or rather the keyless smart kind of a locks, whereby maybe you give the kind of a codes and they have a free kind of a check at any time they want to check in by using those particular kind of codes that they are only valid during their stay, and by the time their lease comes to an end, the same kind of codes expire. Because that means that even when you are not there, or rather you don't need anybody to help those particular kind of a guests to open the doors. Reason, cause, everything is keyless. They have the codes and they have all the information about the codes. So anytime they want to check in, they will check in with ease. And by doing that, you make their stay far away from home very comfortable. And imagining this is their first day when they are occupying your house, they'll find it at ease when accessing your house, and thereby they'll be a happy kind of client or a kind of a guest. And remember, a happy guest is a happy homeowner. And it's all that for today. Till next time, Bye bye.